Let's drop in the chat. I like to start all of our Zooms this way. Put our IMs down. What are you shooting for this year? How would you like to close out? Y'all, Christmas is 6 months away. How would you like to close out this year? It's less than 6 months, isn't it? Did I get that wrong? I don't know. Regardless, it's way too fast. It's coming way too fast. So how would you like to close out this year? Where are your goals? Mine is always and will always be till we hit it, because I know we will. I want us to be $1 million a month team. And I don't know if you can do some math super quick. That would be 5 200Ks. So there's that. So where are my 200Ks for the Evo squad? Come on, y'all. A month team. Need to find my people. So today is going to start a series on sales. I feel like this is definitely a super important topic. It's something we loop around to every once in a while. It's going to be a 4-week series, I think, unless I can't get through all of my notes in a timely fashion. I'd like to try to keep the team Zooms at like around the 30-minute mark, but I do get excited about this, and I do have like 8 pages of notes for today. Well, there's some on my phone too. So today might have to go into two separate trainings, but we're going to do our best. So, you know, and bear with me because I feverishly write notes and then I can never read my writing. So if you see me reading, it's because I want to make sure I hit some key points. So over this next 4 weeks, this sales series, you're going to hear me talk about a lot of different things. And I say it all the time. It's my job as a leader to teach you there's many paths up the mountain. It's your job to figure out what works for you, because I will tell you, it all works. There's no real secret sauce. It really does all work. What works is what you're going to do. And what you're going to do is what you're comfortable with. So you take what resonates with you and scrap the rest, but take what you're going to actually do, because again, the business doesn't work if you don't. So keep that in mind. So there may be, you may hear different things. You may be like, oh my gosh, she didn't say that last week. She said something different last week. And it's not that I'm like changing my tune. I'm just giving you lots of options, lots of different ideas, things to think about, that kind of thing. But the first thing I want to say is I love sales. I love it. I feel like I've been in sales a really long time. I just love it. I love connecting the dots for people. I love when people get on Thrive and they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so good. Like, I love it. I love helping people connect. And I look at it that way. It's more than I'm solving problems. And when I did hair and I sold hair products, I will tell you, I was the top seller in that too. Oh my gosh, my robot mop got on the hardwood floor. This is a disaster. Do you see him? He's not supposed to be there. So he's going to distract me because I can't go move him. Anyway, but I loved connecting the dots for people. I loved helping people understand that their hair, I mean, how many times have you gone to the hair salon and you're like, it doesn't look like that when I do it at home? Because your person did not tell you that the secret is in the sauce. So I love sales. So if you are one of those people that hate sales, or think you're not in sales, or think sales is sleazy, skizzy, gross, whatever, you're going to have a rough time. You really are. Now, I'm not saying you have to be that Pamela Anderson, because that, to me, that's not sales. You don't have to be the person that just is cold messaging freak, and you don't have to be that, because to me, that's not sales. Sales is connecting the dots for people. Sales is solving problems for people. And I love sales. But what I also want you to understand is we are born salespeople. I wish I could teach the entire sales team the sales skills my 10-year-old has when she wants something from Target. Can we just think about that? Children are natural salespeople. They do not, that post I made that my children hear the word no, they just think I didn't understand the question and ask it in a different way. We are naturally good at this. Where we get screwed up is between here and here. Now, I'm not saying you have to act like my 10-year-old when she wants something from Ulta or Five Below or Target or anything like that. But I want you to think about it. We are built for this. You get screwed up in your head about it. I mean, think about everything we do in life. Like growing up, we had to sell ourselves to our teachers to get good grades. We had to do the work and put the work into it and achieve. That's it. We had to sell ourselves. When we are looking to date someone, we have to sell ourselves to our partner. And if you have a really good marriage, you're selling yourself to your partner every day of your life, because you keep growing and you keep building and you keep, chasing them, that's sales. You want a job and you go to a job interview, you're super excited. You have to sell yourself. Every time you post about anything on social media that you post your, the Barbie movie. Can we just talk about that for a second? Now, I understand that's not network marketing, but people talk about it. That's sales. We're built for this. We like to talk to people. We like to recommend things to people. We like to recommend the restaurant we were just at. You know what I mean? So I want you to think about that. You have it in you to do that. You were that 10-year-old that wanted that thing from your parents and you just wore them down till you got it. You have it in you. I have a passion for sales. I just love this part of what we do. But I also don't believe sales is evil. Think about this. People don't want to be sold, but they love to buy. They want to buy. People buy all the time. And I'm like totally dishing my notes here. So I want you to realize that sales is not hard. And then most of your struggles are between your ears. And once you realize that selling is more about solving other people's problems, it gets really easy. And I also want you to remember, you can't be so emotionally tied to the outcome. I tell people all the time, be tied to the process, but and this is kind of a quality I have always, I don't know, maybe this is why I've been married 3 times. I don't know, but I've always had a next attitude. And but that I need you to have that when it comes to this kind of business. It's not that you're writing people off. Just know that it takes a lot of, 12 to 20 impressions about your product to make a buying decision. Just because they say no now doesn't mean no forever. You need to have that. There's always someone else to talk to. You give the information, let them make the decision. Be tied to solving people's problems, giving the information, not necessarily tied to the reaction. Yes, at the end of the day, we're all looking to, make some money, build a business, sell some product. But when you're tied to that outcome, the no's really, really affect you. And we're going to get to negative headspaces later as well. So I don't feel like sales is a negative thing. And some of you, and this is going to be a lot of tough love today, but some of you need to just build yourself a bridge and get over it. Okay. You just need to get over it. Sales is not evil. It's not bad for you to make money, and start to realize that what you have to offer is a way to improve people's lives. I mean, I would not want to sell toilets for a living. There's a lot of things out there that I could not sell. Thrive, this product that we all woke up this morning and it made us, I don't know about you, but 6.5 years later, I can still feel those capsules wake me up, light up light up your soul in the morning. To me, that's easy to talk to, because there are people that are still in bed. There are people that it's 10:41 here in Pennsylvania. There are people still in bed because they cannot drag themselves out of bed, because they feel like the weekend they have to sleep in or they can't function next week. That was me. I had to lay in bed all day on Sunday or lay on the couch all day on Sunday because I couldn't. Otherwise, there was no functioning for the rest of the week. I had that mindset. We have this product. I'd still be in bed, right? We have this product that makes people feel better. This is the fun part. This is what's fun about it. So if you realize that selling is not an evil thing, and making money off of something you sell is certainly not evil too. Michelle on the call today just talked about nobody worries about if Target or Walmart's making money off your sale. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. You should make money. If you help connect a dot for someone that they couldn't connect for themselves, you should be paid for that. That's what I believe. Or even the opportunity. I mean, how many of us are here because we wanted to change our life? If I didn't take this product, I'd be at the salon right now, missing the fact that my, kids have a practice this morning that I can go to, or whatever it is I'm going to do with my children. That's what I did on Saturday mornings. I mean, part of my story is I missed Bella's entire first soccer season because her games were all on Saturdays. I had to work. That's why I'm here. I have no problem selling this business because I know what it's done for me and I know what it can do for everybody else. All right, let me get back to my notes. So people do not like to be sold, however, they love to buy. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. That's why I Instacart. Everybody's like, some of my friends give me crap about Instacart because of the fees and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you don't understand how much money I save by not going to the store because I see all the other stuff I need to have that I did not know I need to have. I mean, Costco, can we just talk about Costco for a second? Costco is really good at that stuff. People love to buy. They don't want to feel sold to, but they love to buy. So your people want to buy. Your job as a salesperson or a promoter is to create an environment where people want to buy. So I'm getting to a point here. People want to buy from whom they know, like, and trust. And I know we've talked about it a million times. I hope you hear it differently today if you haven't grasped this concept, but they want to buy from people they know, like, and trust. That's how you create an environment where people want to buy. Remember, 12 to 20 impressions about your product. You have to be posting about your product. So people, they get to know you through your posting. If you build on social media, and keep in mind, that's how I build, but take it however you want to. Building on social media, they get to know you through your posting. Sorry guys, I tried to mute that person. Through your interactions and the content you're creating. Okay. They get to like you through the consistency in that. So people find your page because they saw what you post, but they get to like you through the consistency, through the posting about your products enough times. Yeah, look, I've taught it 1,000 times. Post enough to be relevant, but you don't want to be a Spamla Anderson. So they get to like you that way. Okay. And they get to trust you as they learn more about you. They learn about your kids. They learn about your hobbies. They learn about your product. They learn about what you're doing for vacation. They learn about what you made for dinner. They learn about your opportunity. Like that's how this cycle all works. Okay. Once they trust you, they buy. I can't tell you. Well, for instance, I just got a message and I dropped it in my team chat. I want to say it was this past week, but I just enrolled a promoter because she was scrolling Instagram. She actually searched Lavelle posts. She just said, she was scrolling Lavelle posts. Mine was at the top because I'm super consistent. I engage with my audience. My algorithm's through the roof on Instagram. She went to my page and she literally told me, because we started talking about how she found me, because I've been kind of running this little bit of experiment about like how people find you, how they're attracted to you, why they buy from you kind of thing. And she's like, she messaged me because she's like, I can see how you post. I can see that you didn't quit on yourself. I can see you like your side gig because you post about it. I can see that it hasn't been 3 weeks since you posted about a product, and me as someone coming to your page thinks you quit. That was very insightful. Like I had a whole conversation with this lady. I'm like, I love you. But that's what she said to me. She found me, she liked me, and she trusted me all in like one day. But that's because of the way I create content and I post. So, and she bought. So there we have it. So when you're posting about the product, you need to talk more about what the product does. And remember why people buy. Remember why you bought. I bought because I saw this girl on Facebook wear this silly sticker and she's had crazy energy. For me, it was the energy. Remember, if you're an OG here and have been here for years, why did you buy? Remember that, because that's why people are going to buy from you. Figure out why that is. You can also ask people, and I started doing this and I was really interested in the science behind all of this. Ask your customers. If you have a customer that runs an auto ship faithfully every month, shoot them a text and be like, why do you keep buying from me? I asked my customers this question. I had 23 auto ships run this month, and we haven't even hit the 25th. You know why they said? Because of good customer service. Because I'm always talking to them. I'm always messaging them. I send them a thank you card every month and a sample. It's not hard. It's not hard. But there's a good, nobody does this. That was most of them said to me. Good customer service. They know they can ask me anything and I have the answer. And if I don't have the answer, I go find the answer for them. So good customer service. The other thing you can do is you can ask people why they stopped. That's really, I didn't do that, but I imagine that'd be very insightful as well. Okay, so who wants to be better in sales? Drop in the chat. Yes, come on, blow my chat up. Drop it. You're all here for a reason, right? So here's the thing. You have to kick your own butt. This is where the tough love is going to come in. And it's only because I love you. And I honestly 100% want you all to be successful. You have to kick your own butt. You are going to have to be sales responsible. And I can tell you, some people are not winning. They're just whining. That's what they're doing. Everything is everyone else's fault. It's the company, it's the upline, it's the this, it's the that, it's whatever. Well, that's why they're still stagnant. They just have a lot to whine about. But there's also people joining Le-Vel every day that are killing it, that are winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And it has, to me, in my opinion, it really doesn't have anything to do with, because the first thing people are like, oh, well, they just joined the right upline. You know what? When I joined, I didn't have a direct upline. I became the upline I wanted. I became the upline that I needed. You just got to do it. Water where you're planted, for sure. So I'm getting away from my notes. There are people, so there are tons of people. A lot of this is between your ears. Your sales, if you're stagnant in sales, it's what's going on between your ears. There are lots of people that are like I said, well, my company this, my upline this, my whatever. And all they're doing is losing belief. And they're not taking any accountability for the problem. Did you hear that? The problem might be you. So this is, like I said, tough love for sure. But meanwhile, you're going to see people follow in your footsteps. You're going to see people join the company, possibly somebody that is in your network that or may join someone else because they think you quit because you stopped posting or you stopped talking to people. Those people could come in here and make $1 million. We certainly have the vehicle for that. Absolutely. And then you're still sitting there making $100. And I'm not talking about anybody specifically, so nobody take this personally, but with this recording, it could reach a lot of people. And if I'm talking to you and if you take it personally, then maybe you need to look at that. But you can still be sitting there making a couple $100 complaining about whatever it is you're complaining about. And so I need you to be more sales responsible. Kick your own freaking butt, guys. Kick your own butt. The problem 100% is you. And I love you. And I say that with the utmost respect, but 100% it's you. So it doesn't serve me to tell you anything else. Let me tell you. So my loves, you got to be sales responsible. And if you're not making $5, $10, $15, $20, $50,000 a month, and I say $50,000 a month because I'm not making that myself yet, it's my fault. I have not been sales responsible enough to get myself to the next level. And we're all guilty of this. So you have to look at your sales as a career, not a job. If you're sitting there saying, well, I do this, or I do that, or I work 12 hours a day, or whatever. We all did it. We all do it. I didn't come here and start this full time. I was a mom of 3. I felt like I was a single mom of 3 because my children's father at the time was sick and couldn't help. And I was working 12 hours in the salon, and I got up early and I went to bed late because I found this company and I caught the vision of what this company could do. So please do not let the time excuse be your excuse, because there's ways around it. There's ways to, and then as I started making more money in Lavelle, I was able to cut back hours at the salon. And when it's bonus season, I put a blanket over the TV. No TV. There's no TV because there is money to be made. So that you just gotta figure out what it is you're doing and run after your goals. You need to ask, I just on my notes, you need to ask yourself, what am I doing? And here's the other thing, like, I'm all about unplugging. I'm all about, like, it is summertime, y'all. And there are some of you that are going to take breaks that you did not deserve. You did not work hard enough to go after that, to deserve that break. And I love you. And again, this is a very different Zoom, and it's almost uncomfortable for me to say this, but again, this needs to be said, guys. Summertime does not mean if you've got, and hey, if you're just here to like piddle around and do whatever, then that's fine. I love you where you're at. But if you've got big goals and you're complaining that you're not where you want to be, then you don't deserve to take the breaks that you think you deserve. Get after it. And here's what I do, because I'm all about unplugging and spending time with the kids. And because this is why I do this. I do this to spend time with my kids. Let me get to my next page. And again, don't take this personally, but I always kick my own butt about it. But I have learned to make a BAM list, a bare ass minimum list of things that if I know I want to take time, and I did it this morning. I don't know where it got to. It's here somewhere in my whole pile of notes. But I even sat here this morning. You know, I made a BAM list because, and this is new news to everybody, I've decided to sell my house and move. So I got a whole 5,000 square foot house to pack up. And I'm like, now I'm like melting down and panicking and blah, blah, blah. I want to clean out my kitchen today, but I have to do X, Y, Z, you know what I mean? And get my BAM list done. So, all right, let me see. Where am I at in my notes? Do not let time be your excuse. When I entered it, I covered that. Okay, here we go. List 4 or 5 things that you know will move the needle today on your BAM list. So that way, you know, you move the needle, even if it wasn't 3 feet, you move the needle a little bit so that you're not feeling you're falling behind, because so much of this, like I said, is between your 2 ears. For me, and what went on my list is I have like 6 pages of sample follow-ups I have to do today. That's part of my BAM list. I know that'll move the needle. I know I'll get sales with that. For me, also what moves the needle is live videos and talking in my stories and reels. Now, that may not be what moves the needle for you. I'm just giving you my example. Here's some examples that might help you though. Maybe you need to change your environment. Are you surrounded by whiners, complainers, negative Nancys? Because you cannot sell in that environment. You cannot be inspired to create content in that environment. All they're doing is bringing you down. Do you need to change your audience? Like, are you talking to the right people? Okay, and we're going to kind of get into branding in a little bit, maybe a different training, but do you need to change your audience? Are you feeling like you're getting lots of like, I can't afford that? That's another mindset thing, but it could be maybe you just need to change your audience a little bit, grow your network in a different way. Ask for help. We have an entire team of leadership with our upline, our whole column of upline. Ask for help. And if you're not on my team, message me. I have no problem helping people sidelines. None at all. Ask for help. If somebody's doing the do, if you see them winning, if you see them enrolling, you see them crushing it, ask them what they're doing. Ask them to do a social media audit. Ask them to, hey, can you share what you're doing that's working? What should I be doing differently? And the other thing is maybe you're just not putting in the time. Like, this is where you have to be honest with yourself. You have to kick your own butt. Do you want full-time income, but you're not putting full-time effort and time into it? Make your goals and your expectations realistic to your commitment to your business. If you want to do this part-time, then don't think you're going to make 40, 80 grand a year. You have to ask yourself, are you putting in the time? And then I'm going to go back to the low, you cannot sell in a low energy environment. You got to change it up. Look, some of you are just in a slump, and I'm not speaking at anyone directly. This is just a blanket sales training. But if that is you're in a slump. When you're in a slump, you can get sucked down so easy. So spend time with winners, spend time with people that are doing the things to help them move forward and moving the needle forward. And in their space. Okay. Follow accounts that inspire you. Follow people that, instead of scrolling TikTok and watching funny chicken videos or plant things, follow people that inspire you. Spend time with winners, not whiners. I cannot stress that enough. All of this is what goes on between here and here. It's literally 6 inches. And if you are spending time with people that are whining about their business and not doing anything about it, you're not going to be able to bust out of that. So you can also look at your personal brand. We're not really going to talk about brand today, but definitely get in front of people who are the right people to sell to. Your message, and I'm just going to go super quick about this. I used to think that, Thrive was for everyone. From the cradle to the grave, everybody needs Thrive. Thrive for everybody, like Oprah, right? But I had a mindset coach that I heard one time, and she's like, that may be true, but your message is very mom heavy. So if you have an audience full of like empty nesters, for instance, your message is falling on deaf ears. Are you hustling? Are you doing all the things, doing the do's, but your message is falling on deaf ears because they're not connecting to what you're saying? Remember why people buy. That could be the thing. So maybe adjusting your personal brand, getting in front of the people, the right people, and the right people will buy. Because eventually they will buy. So ask yourself what you're doing. I gotta watch my time. Oh, all righty. Super quick. So a couple more things to help with sales. Are you growing your network? Are you finding your humans? I'm going to go fast, but this is recorded. So are you posting correctly? Are you engaging with your humans? Are you talking them in the DMs? That goes back to the training I did with the 3-legged stool, blah, blah, blah. So here it is. And just know that, again, this is coming from a place of love, but your biggest problem is your outlook. It could be that your outlook is so negative about sales, about whatever is going on. And if you're in a slump, it's easy to be negative. It feels yucky being there. So you need to call yourself out. You need to kick your own butt, because the brother of negativity is mediocrity. And that's where a lot of people reside, is in mediocrity. Can't say that fast. And here's the other thing, you get so negative when someone says something, you get so negative when someone quits, you get so negative when someone cancels an auto ship, or when someone ghosts you. And then that negativity, if you get a lead or somebody that's like, hey, can you tell me about your products? You automatically have discounted them in your brain. Well, they're not going to buy. They're going to just waste my time before you even talk to them. And if you believe energy, you just manifested that. So then when they don't buy or they ghost you or whatever, you're like, see, I told you, universe, they weren't going to buy from me. So it's all tied together. Again, I'm getting off my notes. But how many of you do that? I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. I like get people, I have a very, very next attitude, and I have like keyboard shortcuts in my phone, like, because I get asked a lot. And I'm going to be real, I get asked a lot, probably 10, 20, 30 times a day. Can you tell me about your product, or can I get like info on what you do or something like that? So I do have scripts that I send out, but the scripts are loaded with emojis to like give that energy, and then when they come back and they're like, and I follow up with them, I assume they're going to buy. They don't all buy, or they don't all join, or I'll get a sample, or I'll buy a trial pack or whatever. But I go into that conversation like, how can I get you started? Let's get you started today. How can I help you? Can I set up a cart? Like they're going to buy. I know they are. They're going to do it. It's the energy you're putting into it when they don't buy, you know? So use some energy and excitement. Like I said, my messages are very, like, one of the things, because I also asked some of my followers, like, why do you follow me? Like, what is it about me that would make you buy from me? I've asked a lot of questions in the last few weeks to just kind of understand this a lot. The number one thing I've gotten from my own research is people are like, you talk to me like I'm your friend. And it's funny because I do that, because I'm so open on social media. So many people know, that Tabby ate crawfish for dinner 2 nights ago, or you know what I mean? And so I talk to people like they're my oldest friend. So when they are like, hey, tell me about this, I'm like, oh, hey, this is awesome. And I'm sorry I took so long to get back to you. I was out at the pool with the kids. Like, I just talk to them like they're my friends. So that's one of the reasons why people have bought from me, because I talk to them that way. So people don't want to be around people with low energy or bad energy. So make sure you just check yourself. And I'm just going to close with a super quick tip on what I do, because I do it. Trust me, I am a single mom of 3 kids. I have bad energy some days. Like, there are days I don't feel like doing this, and I don't feel like getting in my DMs, and I don't feel like, because I'm want to spit nails or like this morning, my daughters were fighting already before 8 a.m. But the best thing I can tell you, and probably the best sales advice I've got for you, is take a walk outside. It clears your energy, it clears your head, and then you can respond to those sales messages, or you can create that content, or you can go live. But clear your energy, take a walk outside. I think that is probably one of the best things I can do for myself, even when it's hotter than Hades outside some days, is you just got to clear that energy. Because so much of this is and to wrap it up, is it's about how you view sales. It's how you are viewing your belief in your company, the product, your upline, what you do. Find things you love to do. If you are doing tasks in your business, and you're hustling your face off, and you're like, I just don't like this, and I just don't want to do, then find other things, because that's never going to work for you. Even if it works for me. If you hate it, it's never going to work for you, because so much of this is about that energy you're putting into things and how you're viewing what's going on. So kick your own butt, check yourself, and be honest with yourself. Are you doing what you need to be doing, first of all? And are you thinking about it correctly? All right, that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions super quick before we turn the recording off? Go ahead, you can just unmute yourself. I thought I saw a hand wave. No? All right, we're going to go right into a work with me. Let me turn